Thank you for being with us. This is From the Field. We are in Doha. And let's talk about the health system here in Qatar. They say it's one of the best of the Middle East. We have a chance to do a story about it. Let's look at it.
In addition to its beautiful cities built in the middle of the desert, Qatar has an average life expectancy of 80.43 years. The ideal environment that this family living in Doha chose to thrive in almost a decade ago.
Tuve aquí a mi hija también, me atendieron súper bien en el hospital, un hospital cubano que tienen aquí, y estaba como en casa, mejor. No me quería ir del hospital.
Country with a large state investment in hospitals and public clinics, well equipped with highly specialized medical personnel, the family of Pedro and Maria opted for Duncan, more than 80 kilometers from the capital. Here, the Cuban hospital, a joint project between the government of Qatar and Cuba, is designed so that communities in the west of the country have access to comprehensive medical care close to their homes without the need to travel to Doha. But 60% of patients still come from the capital.
The Cuban medical staff, they are very professional in medical field, and they are very disciplined and very friendly, very loving. All patients, they like to come to the Cuban hospital because of the care of the patient, the attention, the service that they receive from Cuban medical staff.
Opened in 2012, around 500 professionals from the island work in the hospital, including doctors, nurses, and technicians, after a mandatory training courses, from the basic levels to the most advanced.
Food reaction? Can you eat all the food? Shrimp, fish, all the food? Okay.
Alrededor de 10 cursos obligatorios que los compromete con el trabajo, se superan profesionalmente y al llegar a nuestro país, por supuesto que es una fortaleza para nuestro sistema de salud.
They provide all medical and surgical services in more than 25 specialties, except for neurosurgery, nephrology, psychology, and psychiatry. And they also provide emergency services for children's, adults, and general medicine.
So they are very high educated, and the school is very, very strong in Cuba for medical school. So that's why the experience they have on the, they are professional.
With several consecutive international accreditations and awards for excellence in nursing care, during the pandemic, this hospital treated patients with moderate and severe symptoms of COVID who needed hospitalization. The country health authorities also designated the Cuban hospital for mothers affected by COVID to give birth. This helped Qatar to have among the lowest death rates for COVID-19 in the world.
Al inicio es un poco difícil, pero en la medida que han ido pasando los años, ya van a ser 11 años de cooperación, les agrada de que el médico cubano se acerca, los toca, los examina, y eso para ellos es confortable y se sienten al final como en familia.
Qatari citizens and residents can access public services through a government-issued health card, which can be applied for at Ini Hamad Medical Corporation Health Center or online. Those who do not have a health card, or tourists and temporary visitors, must take out private health insurance or pay for the treatment. Here in Sajenia, the Cuban hospital of Duncan intends to maintain the highest standards of quality medical care of a developed country.
There is a big controversy in football. Should female football players make the same money of male football players? In the USA, the female association, they make it to have the same salaries that the male counterpart. But it doesn't happen in everywhere, and we have a story about this.
Since its inception in 1863, football began as a men's sport. Only 29 years later, the first women's game was played. However, the rise of women's soccer did not come until 1914, during the First World War, when women went out to work in factories and took advantage of their free time to play this sport. women's football has been involved in several controversies. In Spain, the professionalization of women's soccer has stalled due to bureaucracy, which has prevented the commercialization of audiovisual rights for competitions, as well as the entry of new sponsors. In the United States, a report published in The Athletic revealed the widespread harassment of soccer players in the National Women's Soccer League, leading to an investigation that revealed sexual and emotional abuse against several players and wage inequality compared to male athletes. On the other hand, the Copa America 2022 organizers highlighted the progress and challenges of women's soccer in the Latin American region. On the positive side, there was an increase in the number of fans interested in this modality who went to the stadiums and followed the players, the use of the image of some figures in marketing campaigns, the transmissions of the Cup through several channels, allowing greater reach of the event, and in terms of salaries. Among the biggest problems are the censure of athletes who have taken critical stance against the mistreatment of women's teams by soccer leaders, and there are still concerns about professionalization in addition to the need that standardize minimum conditions for female players. Another topic in terms of gender equality is the possibility of mixed teams. In this way, there is no homogeneous regulation by FIFA with respect to mixed teams, but it delegates to the different federations the freedoms or restrictions at the time of being able to develop it in their competitions, and despite the contrast between one federation and another as to whether to allow it or not, due to the differences in physical abilities between men and women, it is something that should be analyzed particularly to ensure equal treatment.
Let's see now how you did with the trivia of the day. The question was, when was the last time that more than one country hosted the FIFA World Cup? The answer, Korea, Japan, 2002.
The last and first time the FIFA World Cup was hosted by more than one country was in 2002. South Korea and Japan organized the event that marked for the consecution of the 5 championship for Brazil. The South American team beat 2-0 to Germany with a brace of Ronaldo Nazario and became the first team that won 5 times the coveted trophy.
Many of you are asking, where is Charlie Montero today? Okay, let's invite Charlie Montero to participate in the challenge we have on Twitter. Complete the sentence. Charlie, go ahead. For third place, my heart goes out to...
Yolanda says Morocco. De Collado says from Croatia.
And Charlie Montero says...
Morocco, for Africa. They came a long way. They made history this World Cup. I think everybody's heart has to go to Morocco.
Okay, one more question, Charlie Montero. For the final, my heart goes out to...
Argentina. Argentina has to win. It's going to be a tough game against Mbappe, but I think they can do it. There's a lot of good energy around here. Everybody wants Messi to get his first World Cup, so I think this is the year for him.
Thank you very much, Charlie. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for being with us. Tomorrow we have games again. See you all tomorrow. Hasta mañana, amigos.